show you how to start off your graffiti sketch today. First, you want to select a word that has personal meaning. I selected the word art. It's got a lot of meaning to me. Also, it's a short word, so it'll be easier. You could do numbers. You could also do a series of initials. If you're doing a long word, say like the word cuckoozy, I probably would take a piece of computer paper and fold it down the middle vertically with it standing up, and then you'll have a nice longer, thinner piece to work with. If you're doing a shorter word, I'd say 5 letters or less, I might take a piece of computer paper and fold it through the middle horizontally, and then you'll have more of a square to work with than a rectangle or something. You know, it's still a rectangle, but it's definitely one that's not as long. So here's my piece, and if you're working in class, I'll just give you a piece of paper. And I'm going to start just by sketching out the word art, just like I was writing the word normally. One thing, you don't have to make your letters in the line. You can make some taller and some shorter. So here's my representation of the word art. All it was a simple sketch. It's also drawn really lightly because you don't want to draw dark, because eventually you're going to have to erase the pencil lines. If I was drawing at home, I would even be drawing lighter. But because I'm drawing for you, I'm going ahead and I'm making it darker so that you can see. Because if it was too light, that would totally defeat the purpose. You'll notice my letters are not straight in a row. I have some taller and some shorter. That's sort of a personal thing, whatever you like to do. And for the second step, after I write my name, my letters, I'm going in and I'm making them into shapes. So the word art, there is a curve in the R, but most of it is vertical and horizontal lines, although you can see I did them as on a slant. So the next thing I did was I went through and I made my letters into shapes. So they're no longer lines, they're more like geometric shapes. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, it's called serif or feet, to the edges of things. It doesn't have to be all of them, it can just be the ones you like. You could draw a triangle on the end, or a square, or another rectangle. I'm going to do more of a rectangle here. So I'm going to make some, I can even do this corner if I want. I can make some of these so that they've got the shape on the end, okay? I could even do something like that if I wanted to. Now my R and my A sort of overlap, so I think I don't want that. So what I think I'm going to do, I want those to be differentiated. So I think I'm going to make the A come out more like this, and then my R is going to be back there. Okay, so the feet are sort of overlapping. So that's the next part of my sketch. So first I drew the letters out, then I made them into shapes, and then I added feet. Now, for the next step, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take your pencil, and you can go around the edge darker just to show the outside of the shape. So if I go around the edge darker, I'm going to show the outside of the new shape that I've created. Now, you don't have to like follow the lines exactly. One thing about graffiti artists is it's funky. It's got sort of some design elements. Artists add different flares that make it their own. Because what you don't want is you don't want your piece to look like everybody else's. Because this is your creation and it's your work of art. So A-R-T. Notice I'm really not following the lines. Okay. So there's basically an outline of my graffiti. I forgot that little shape on the inside. Okay. And that's basically the shape I want for my letters. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a thick black marker. It could be any color, or it could be a darker color as well. I mean, I wouldn't do a light color, but I think a darker color as well. So it could be dark blue or dark green. And I'm going to go around those lines I created. Now, I didn't make any mistakes on my making the darker lines, although I often make mistakes. But the nice thing about that is it was in pencil. So if I had made mistakes, then I could have gone in and just erased them before I went with the Sharpie. Now, if I make a line that's not even, then I go in usually and make it thicker and add to it. The other thing too, it's up to you. Your line weight doesn't have to be the same. In some parts, you can have your lines thicker. In some lines, you can have your, in some place, you can have your lines thinner. You notice I'm doing a lot of these sort of zigzag lines in my outline and cracks. I don't usually do that. I'm just sort of feeling it today. So remember, you definitely want to make it your own. And then if you want to make, like, say, the right side of that A, the right side of the second half thicker, then I could also go into this part and make it thicker if I wanted to. I sort of turn the paper as I work so that it's easier for me to get a certain angle when I outline. So that's my A, and then I'm going to go through and do my other letters. So what I'm going to do at this point, just to show you, usually I wait till the end, is I'm going to erase my pencil lines. Hopefully your table won't shake as much as mine. But if you're doing it in the art room, it might. Our new tables are on wheels, and they're great, but they do shake just a little bit. Okay, so now my A is done, and now I'm going to go through and move on to my next letter. So you're going to want to do all 3 letters with starting with the lines, then the shapes, then adding in the serif feet and re-outlining. And those steps are going to be listed in the graffiti handout you have. So if you forget any of them, that's fine. And if you want to just work while I'm working and we can work together, that's fine. If you've gotten enough out of this video and you're ready to start, you can go do that. Or if you just want to watch the rest or work along with me here, you can do that as well. This coloring in and shading, that'll be next class, and that will be a separate video as well. Make the same side thicker. Okay, one more thing. Okay. That. Graffiti artists often put little designs and other flair around their letters and projects, and we'll take a look at that next class when we add the colors and details. So all I need is to erase that, and then let me zoom out. Then I'll be ready for the next step, next class. The spin, the flip and spin, the erase and spin. Okay, I can't wait to see yours and to hear what word you are doing for your piece. So there's mine, and I can't wait to see yours.